There is a real legal risk here for employers that they need to be aware about, and they need to be aware about that now rather than waiting for this decision to come through. What Heyday is saying is that it's unlawful discrimination to retire someone at 65, notwithstanding what the UK regulations say. Now, going forward, if the case decides that that's right, that's not a problem. Employers can adjust their policies accordingly. The difficulty is that that's going to have retrospective effect, almost certainly in the public sector and possibly also in the private sector as well. So employers need to decide now, are we going to take the gamble and rely on the regulations and hope that Heyday goes in favour of employers, or are we actually going to adjust our policies now and assume that Heyday will go against us and manage the risk in that way? The risk is very real because there are already employment tribunal claims for age discrimination banking up in the tribunal system, and those claims are going to be stayed pending the Heyday judgment. Once that judgment comes through, if it's in favour of the employee, then those claims will succeed, and the liabilities could be quite significant. It's age discrimination, so there is no cap on the compensation which could be awarded, and the chances of somebody over 65 mitigating their losses are that much less than a younger employee, and therefore the liability could be quite significant. Now, the advice we're providing employers is what you need to do first of all is decide, do you have grounds other than retirement for removing somebody from the business? If, for example, there is a performance management problem, then it's going to be safer to deal with it as a performance management problem rather than wait for sort of the easy option of retirement, because that is no longer the easy option because of this challenge. If you don't have any reason other than retirement to remove somebody, then I think you'd need to pause for thought and ask yourself the question, why are we actually removing this person then if there is no legitimate reason for doing so? If you still decide to plough on and do the retirement, then there'll be a second opportunity for you to stop and ask that question, and that's when somebody requests to continue working. If they make that request, then there's obviously a higher risk that that's the kind of person who's going to bring a tribunal claim because they've been deprived of something that they want to do, and you're going to have an opportunity then to decide, right, well, we could grant this request, because if we don't, there's a real risk of an employment tribunal claim and significant compensation, and you really need to weigh at that point the risks against the benefits of removing the person from the business.